Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. How is everybody doing this evening? And Peabody, just for you, yes indeed, I will be starting 4 minutes early, but do not worry. I am here, Gannison / Alita Troll. What is going on? Dead Red Herring, how is it going? Alex Grigorenko, welcome. How is it going, good sir? Dion's here, Tina and stuff. The Valks are here as well. Let's see. Mr. Peabody says, Dive, Baruga. What's going on? Outpost Dyer, what's going on, bruv? JKD Buck 76, hello from cold, windy Cincinnati. Hello. How art thou? Dan Maloney finally catching a live stream video from the start. Awesome to hear, Dan Maloney. Welcome to the stream. Ahmed just got here and it starts. Boom, you got it. Peabody, Dark Star 57, Dalton Mortimer, hello, good sir. Christian Hamill, what's going on, bruv? Hound 3000 says, woof, Odin, what's going on? Dan Maloney, I am doing okay. I am okay. And for everyone that saw my post earlier on Twitter, and for all the kind words and all the kind thoughts and all the kind prayers, I can say nothing more than thank you so much. It really does mean the world to me. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to talk a little bit more about it maybe tomorrow on the One Man Low Council. Don't worry, it is not health related, so it's not going to be me dropping a bomb like that. So don't worry about health related things. It's not health related, but it is something that I cannot at this point talk about because there are a couple of conversations that I really want to have before anything else is said in public. So don't worry about that, but it is indeed something that I would greatly appreciate prayers for because it is indeed something that is having an impact on me personally and also on my life. And I, again, really greatly appreciate all of the prayers and all of the kind thoughts. Dave Rose, what's going on, bruv? Sticky V says, hey, man, hope you had a good Monday. Well, I had a good case of the Mondays. As good as can be. A Glitch Gnome, what's going on? Ninja Mex 80 says, hello from sunny San Diego. Well, you know what Ron Burgundy has to say about that. How are you? Grim Threeper, love that name. Welcome. Hail to you, good sir. Dead Red Herring released a new episode today. Awesome, Dead Red Herring. Go check out Dead Red Herring to see the new episode. Yes, indeed. Anthony Lewis says, oh, you're the best. Thank you, man. Really do appreciate that. No, but the real truth is that you're the best, man. Soul Assassin, what's going on, bruv? What's going on? Vladdy says, what's up, Odin? No need to share everything with us. Do what's best for you. Vladdy, thank you very much for understanding. Appreciate it. JKD, thank you, man. Appreciate it. All the lifting up as possible. We greatly appreciate it. Alan Sparks, what's going on, bruv? G-Monkey, quick question. I've been binge watching Wished Upon a Vlog. Does it only count once when I watch a video, or can I watch the same one over and over? Do they all count? Prayers for you. Well, thank you for the prayers, G-Monkey. I'm not exactly sure, as YouTube is not very straightforward with how its algorithm and how its functions work. From what I understand, as long as someone is watching the video, that is being counted, which theoretically means that you can watch a video more than once. What I would say, if you want to go help her out, so please, if you missed the live stream yesterday, I had Wished Upon a Vlog on here. Julie, my Irish sister, and she is awesome. She is sweet, and she was rocking it. This was her first ever live stream yesterday, and I don't think anyone could have been able to tell because she was just so awesome. So go check out her channel. Valks, if you can just post a link to her. She's already reached 1,000 subscriber milestone, but now she needs to be able to get, I think, another 2,000 watch hours. She sent me a number earlier because she doesn't know where to find this stuff. So based on the number she sent me, it sounds like she needs another about 2,000 watch hours. So what I would recommend that you do is maybe get up a playlist, get a bunch of her videos, and then click play. And then if you can watch them, awesome, because I think she's great and I think the content's worth it. If you can't and you still want to support her, then let your computer be on, click play, just let it play through. And help give her some of those hours. I'm going to try and get her helped out with starting her own live streams because I know for a fact, as someone who did live streams very early on, that live streams help out a lot. Because even if you just have 10 people watching, if they're watching for, an hour, you've just gained 10 hours. If you have 30, well then, again, you can continue to do the math on that. So it's actually a really good way to increase the watch hours is through live streams. So she's awesome, though, so thank you for supporting her. And yes, from what I know, as long as one person is watching the video, It should count every time you watch it, but do not quote me on that because YouTube, as you know, cares very little when it comes to content creators and their rights. Rogue Baron, what's going on, good bruv? What's going on, good sir? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Zach Gregg, hail Odin the Valkyrie. Thank you, good sir. Appreciate it. Spartan Jeremy is here. What's going on? What's going on? Peabody says, a case of the Mondays. Is that available at Walmart? I think it's available in a Garfield cartoon. I think that would be the most accurate statement. John Early says, whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. Yes. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Appreciate it. Always love hearing my quotes quoted back at me. Drake says, thank you for all you do. Really appreciate your insight. Drake, thank you very much, man. Really do appreciate your comments. And, of course, I will do the very best that I can. As I've always said from the beginning, I will just make videos, speak my mind. And if you like that or agree with it, awesome. If you don't, that's fine, too. There's always times when we're going to disagree on a variety of different things. So, thank you. Just Josh says, hey, Odin. What's up, Just Josh? How you doing, man? Outpost Dire, your package should have arrived. I think it was shipped early last Wednesday from Texas. Outpost Dire, thank you very much, man. Have not had time to stop by the P.O. box, but I think I can stop by either tomorrow or maybe Wednesday. No, not Wednesday. No, maybe Wednesday. So I'll try and pick it up as soon as I can to check out the P.O. box and see what you sent. So thank you very much for sending me anything at all. Really do appreciate it. Can't wait to open that up. And then, of course, as I tend to do, if I open it tomorrow, then I will be able to share it with everyone on stream. And if there's anything else there, I can share that as well. So thank you very much, man. I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Laura says, Anna, that Star Wars girl really wants to stream with you. Mentioned you last night. I really wanted to stream with her. We were supposed to do an Alita stream together, and it just never happened. So I would love to do a stream with Anna, that Star Wars girl, because not only do we need to do the Alita stream, we also need to have the gigantic debate over both Avatar and also The Shape of Water, since we all know that me and her have the same exact views and positions on that movie. But thanks for letting me know. I'll have to DM her on Twitter and ask her about that. Mr. Peabody says, Odin, I'm on the upside down. I'm already holding you up. Boom. Thank you, man. I greatly appreciate it. I greatly appreciate that, and I appreciate that support, man. Iron Vet Design says, hello, Odin. Just saw Bad Times at the El Royale. Really good. Thank you. No problem, man. Glad that I was able to recommend that one to you. It is indeed a great movie. It was my #1 film of 2018. It is definitely not a film that everyone's going to love, but I think there's enough just originality. There's a freshness to it. Like, the originality is just so fresh, and I love it. I love it. I really just thought it was a lot of fun. So that was my #1 movie. Infinity War was #2. For me personally, Green Book was #3. All three are solid films for all very different reasons. Mary Vidalis, what's going on? How's it going on? Speaking of Mary, let me go ahead and shout her out for the donation. Thank you very much for going through Streamlabs donations. It does help me out a lot. Mary Vidalis Mayhem, thank you very much for the donation. She says, Super Chat because reasons. Well, Mary, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. NinjaMex80, thank you for the super chat, says, I love the numbers breakdown and hail Odin. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's so funny that I am known also as the numbers breakdown guy. And when I first started doing the box office numbers, I literally had to check my math like 1,000 times because I am terrible at math and I hate math. But now it's come to the point where I've just been living on boxofficemojo.com. In fact, Gary over at Nerdratic on a stream made a joke saying that that's like my secret like stash. That's the stuff that I hide in my search history from my wife, saying, "Oh, wait, I can't let her see how much time I've spent on boxofficemojo.com." Because I really do spend way too much time on boxofficemojo.com. I'm obsessed with the box office. I can't help it. I can't help it. I wish that I could, but I wish I knew how to quick queue. Oh no, guys, I don't know what happened, but for some reason Odin is not glowing orange anymore. This is gonna make my job so much harder. Oh, why is it not? Oh, I know why. And I can't say it. Sad face. I'll maybe explain a little bit later when I can explain the other thing, because it's tied into it. But seriously, you guys are what give me breath. You are the ones that lift me up, and it's really great. Seriously, and any downness or any sadness that I was ever feeling, I'm able to turn on these streams and see all of you amazing, beautiful people, 100 of you here, and just be able to immediately just feel awesome. So seriously, guys, you're awesome, and your support really is greatly appreciated. Let us say. See, Armchair Warlord says, "Can I get a shout out for my book, The Maiden's War, now on Indiegogo? It's an old style war novel with a new style twist, and it needs some love. So, if that sounds like your cup of tea, if you like, again, old style war novels, Maiden's War on Indiegogo from Armchair Warlord. Maiden's War on Indiegogo. Hopefully that can help you out." Question to Odin, says Alex. "Is buying a movie on a streaming service like Google Play Movies going to count in the same way as buying a Blu-ray? Going to buy Alita, does it count?" So it does count, it'll just count in a different category. So the website that I normally use is The Numbers. The Numbers is very good with counting and following Blu-ray and DVD sales. There is, I believe, a tab, and let me double check that for you so that way in case you want to check it yourself, you can. Let's see, home video with... So there is not. Sorry, there is not. So The Numbers is a really great way to follow these things, but it only keeps track of DVDs on a separate chart, Blu-rays on a separate chart, and then it has like a combined total and all-time Blu-rays as well. So that does not keep track of it. So they do get money. So they still get money. So you will still, if you buy Alita on digital, they will still get money for that. And obviously, since you should know that the cost that it takes for them to put it out as a digital copy is not very high. Imagine, again, with the DVD, I mean, it does not cost much. Like, in the grand scheme of things, the amount of time that it takes, this is just the DVD this is the Blu-ray that I happen to have in my drawer when we watched South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut. It doesn't cost much. Seriously, like this, to make this for them costs very little. And so the fact that they like charge like over $20 at first for it, they make a giant profit off of it, and digital would be the same way. Digitals are normally cheaper since they don't have to pay for anything else, but they're still obviously getting a nice profit from it. So if that's the way that you want to buy it, go right ahead. They are still getting the money, but I would say that in the long run, I think they can still make more money off of the actual physical media because it costs more, and they're able therefore to charge more. But it's harder to track those in the end. But yes, the money will still be going to the studio nonetheless. So, Zen Waters, hope you're doing all right. I'm doing as fine as can be. Thank you very much for the support. Alita Troll, thank you, man. No, you're awesome. Seriously, I thank you so much for being so supportive of Alita and for enlightening me to actually check out Alita for myself. It really does mean a lot. Mary says, "Hail All Father." Thank you very much. Really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. Jeremy Swig says, "Odin and I say, hey, what's going on?" And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Damn right, son. God, I love that song. Gannison says, "Maybe you should get the package by tomorrow." Wait, Gannison and Alita Troll sent me a package by... Okay, so I've got a couple packages coming my way. All right. Thank you very much for all those sending me packages. Thank you. And if you want to send me anything, I've got a P.O. box. I think the link is now in the description of the video. I'm not exactly sure. If not, the Valks have it. Heimdall has it. And, yeah. Again, you don't have to send me anything, but if you do, that's where to send it. And I, of course, will appreciate it. Just let me know if you are sending it. It's better for you to let me know, so that way I can know whether or not you want me to open it on air, because I let people decide, because there are certain things that I know people don't want open on air. There are other things that people don't want open on air. So just message me saying, I'm not telling you what I'm sending you. Of course, that the surprise is fine there. Just let me know that something has been sent, when to expect it, and then whether or not you want me to open it live on stream or to share it. I'm going to share it either way. I'm going to thank you. I'm going to give you a shout out no matter what you say. But but I mean, I know some people like it to be opened on air on an actual stream, and I can definitely wait on those. So just let me know, because otherwise I'm going to have this package in front of me, and I'm going to think to myself, oh my goodness, I don't know what's in this, and I need to know what's in this. And unless I know that I'm supposed to wait for it, there's going to be nothing holding me back from opening the package. So... CS, thank you very much for the super chat. Says, as Gerardo said, a Garfield live action movie, but with a twist, live action Garfield without Garfield. Now, wouldn't that be an interesting story? Proper Jeremy says, stop playing hooky. Playing hooky? I'm not playing hooky. I went to work today. Andy Goss says, Odin, hello, my friend. Hope you're well. I'm doing fine, Andy Goss. Good to see you here. Doing as well as can be. Wishmon Vlog says, you just say Non-Blonde's song. I love that song, Odin. Gonna listen to it tomorrow now. What a classic song. Reminds me of a trip I was on with a family. Nice. Glad that you appreciated that. Anime Dude 892, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Sprinkle it with dew. CWD Trixie says, Odin, the shape of water is the avatar. It was something I learned from Last Airbender and Dragon Ball Evolution. Shape of water is the avatar. Is the avatar. That is quite interesting. Yeah, I just don't like both. I can appreciate, so here's where I agree with Anna. I think Anna likes those two movies specifically because of their artistic value. Do I think that there's artistic value to those two films? Absolutely. Do I think that artistic value automatically does away with bad storytelling when it comes to Avatar and just bizarre, unnecessary fish coitus? No, I don't think that it quite gets takes care of that. Patrick Dove says, hello, Odin. Sorry I'm late. No problem at all. No problem at all. Chat jumped on me, and now it's so much harder to keep track because Odin is not popping up, unfortunately, anymore. So let me try and see if I can find where I was. Where am I? Where am I? I don't know. Where am I? Dion says, Odin test. Nope. Nodin. Nope. Again, those aren't popping up as orange, but I'm just having to look extra careful at them. I know the reason why. It's because the name that's attached to the chat in my Streamlabs has recently changed because of an email that's had to recently change. And so because of that, it needs to stay changed at least for now because of public reasons. So that will, again, it's not going to make any sense to you now. Hopefully it'll make some sense later on. Jeremy Swig says, yeah, thanks for putting that in my head. What's going on? Damn right. Dinderbeck says, Odin, not Odin. That's all good. Greta, how's it going? Again, I'm okay. Doing everything that I can. And really not much else that can be done at this point. So thank you very much. Prayers, though, much appreciated. Really do appreciate it. Tina says, glad to have you here, too. Glad to have you here, Tina. As always, Tina, you are fantastic. Laura says, did someone copyright the claim Odin? No one copyrighted the claim Odin. It's, again, so basically, for some reason, Odin's movie blog is not signed in on the chat as I have it set up in Streamlabs. Ooh, here's what I can do. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. I know how to fix this problem, or at least to cause a temporary fix to this problem. I'm going to pop out this chat. Okay. I'm going to pop out this chat. I'm going to make it nice and long. I'm going to put live chat there, and then I'm going to cover the old, there we go. All right, just need to make it thinner. There it is. There it is. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right, so now at Odin's movie blog will pop up. So if I miss your chats, I'm sorry, but I'll be able to fit that. So now if you want it to pop up orange for me at Odin's movie blog, I'm sorry everyone got used to just putting Odin in for me seeing it. This way, you gotta work. You gotta work in order for me to see it. Rogue Baron says, I sent you fruit 6 months ago. Hope it's not too moldy. Ooh, boy. Yeah, let's hope not. Peabody says, please stop singing that For Non-Blonde song. It was played so much in Australia, it should be dead. What's going on? Does that trigger you? Does that trigger you? Is that what... Since you told me about how there's apparently this war in Australia, I'm sure it's not, but that's what I like to think of. Do they listen to that song nonstop? Is that how they troll you? Outpost Dyer says, you can open mine live if you want. Outpost, awesome. Thank you for letting me know. 8-Bit Snake Boy says, when do the box office figures drop for the weekend? I'm interested to see what the drop off is for Captain Marvel. So it already dropped. So the box office numbers already dropped for Captain Marvel. It only had a 54% drop domestically. That's very, very good. And the foreign total drop was not different than many other MCU films. So it was not an historical drop by any means. In China, it was a big drop, 70%, but even that is still not as high as other films have been in the past. Basically meaning the film is doing well, unfortunately. Basically what Kevin Feige and the MCU have been able to show is that they are able to get in enough popcorn fans who do not have any knowledge of of any of the inside baseball, inside politics, and are able to just make any movie they want talking about any old topic and get away with it. Fish love. Yes, tech guy. Fish love. Alrighty. A glitch gnome, thank you very much for that super chat, says, "Hey Odin, was never a movie buff or noticed the box office, but between your content and the way the media attacked Alita and protected Captain Marvel, I now know to support movies I love in theaters." Well, a glitch gnome, thank you very much for that super chat. And yeah, man, I'm glad that I was able to shed a little bit of light onto that, because obviously box office numbers have kind of become my thing. And it is something that I actually really do look forward to talking about, because I just think that it's very interesting. It really is. It's an interesting science. It's interesting to look also at the history and to see like the drops and how the drops work with other films and all that stuff. And it's just really fun to watch that. But for those who want to know when that tends to drop overall, Sunday morning 10 a.m. at least Central Standard Time. Sunday morning 10 a.m. That is normally when box office numbers drop. Sometimes it's like 5-10 minutes late, depending, at least on boxofficemojo.com. Sometimes there's articles that come out a little bit earlier than that, because obviously the numbers are released early and then people can write up quick articles and put them out there. But boxofficemojo.com tries to put them all together into like probably like an algorithm, probably like some mathematical equations that they got to do. And that's the reason why for them it usually maybe takes a little bit longer. But yeah, I mean, also seriously, the way they protected Captain Marvel, but the way they just said, yeah, Alita was okay. Oh, all right, so you'll protect this mediocre film, but you will just let the normal process go by for this really good, solid film. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's see what we got here. All right, luckily that super chat is a good metric for me. Darth, a monkey Orath says, "Odin, how's the critic that is our cynic? Loves you, man. All hot brother." Darth, thank you very much. Really do appreciate it. Again, doing as fine as can be. Dion, test 2. Got it, Dion. Saw that one. Suicide Grunts of America says, "Hail! Also, have you seen the new teaser for Godzilla King of the Monsters?" No, I have not. Did not know there was a new teaser for Godzilla King of the Monsters. Ooh, that is one of my anticipated movies of 2019. I cannot wait for that. I hope it's not a CGI fest. That would be really, really bad. Klein Dropper, thank you very much for the super chat, says, "It's official. Did you notice Captain Marvel made less in China on its 11th day than Alita? 2.18 million versus 2.64 million. All right, so Klein Dropper. As cool as that is, because I love it when Alita makes money, I just want you to, I'm going to read this one more time. It's official. Did you notice Captain Marvel made less in China on its 11th day than Alita? And then it's a difference between, a couple 100,000. So again, I think that that's a good thing. Alita making money is a good thing always. However, comparing the 11th day in China is just such an obscure metric that it's no, because it's, yeah. No, I'm not going to do it. But thank you for the super chat, man. I really do appreciate it. All right, let's see. Peabody had a comment, says, "I hate the song, but love my Odin. Sing away." Oh, Peabody, thank you, man. Appreciate it. That guy says, "You are now officially the box office numbers guy." I know, seriously. It's so funny to hear like Jeremy and other channels now just saying, "Oh, if you want to know anything about the box office, go check this guy out." And I'm just like, I'm over here like, how do I math again? No lie. When I was breaking down how much money Captain Marvel is likely going to make, which it's going to make over $1 billion, by the way. If you haven't seen my video on that, it's on this channel. Also, I did a video on the Geeks and Gamers channel covering it as well. And when I was trying to figure out the math for it, I totally forgot the equation. And so I was Googling how to math, how to like reverse engineer percentages. And it took me a good like 15 minutes to figure it out, to like work the math out on the page itself. I'll show you guys, actually. You might not be able to see it all that clearly, but yeah, that's about to say. Maybe if I turn the light off. Let me turn the light off. All right, so as you can see, there's math on this page. So equations, solving for x, figuring out what x is, figuring out the percentages, all this stuff. So yeah, it took me like a good 15 minutes just to figure out what in the world was going on with that. And yeah, but yeah, I'm the box office guy. I'm an expert. I'm a guy that's just looking at the numbers, trying to figure things out. I've been following, like, to be honest, I've been following the numbers now for months, so I do have a basic idea of trends and a basic idea of history, and I've looked up countless other numbers and looked at drops and everything like that, and I do know how to figure things out from a perspective. I do understand how the industry works and the rule of 60% and everything like that. So if I'm the box office numbers guy, then I am the box office numbers guy, and I take that title with pride. Slicer Neons says, all father of box office numbers, cool hats, and song. Thank you. Appreciate that. 8-Bit Snake Boy says, I don't care if Captain Marvel does well or not. I'm just bored of being called a troll and a misogynist for not being interested in a movie. The fact that it's being protected is pathetic, to be honest. I agree. Again, I think that if you subjectively like the film, that's fine. There is no problem if you subjectively enjoyed the time. I'm not going to try and take that away from you. But what I will not allow you to do is to choose your own objective reality that is just not based on the facts. It's an objectively flawed film. Please at least note that much. If you don't care about that, and if you don't want to talk about that, then say as much. But you have to at least admit that there's objective flaws. Just looking at the critic scores alone, and all of them almost universally saying that Brie Larson does not give a compelling performance is, I think, if the critics who are already protecting the film in the first place are saying it, then it likely is true. Also, TubeTube1, welcome to the channel as well. Saw that name. Tina says, done with the MCU. This moron at my salon said he was doing handstands. He was so excited about Brie, but knew nothing about Alita. I stayed polite, but he's silly anyway. Handstands about Brie. Why Brie? I can understand if someone's excited about a movie, but like the actress is like, there's nothing exciting there. Like she's a boring superhero. She really is. Like, I'm sorry, she's a boring superhero. She had no life to her character. No life to her character at all. Let's see. Chat jumped on me again. So Sticky V says, I will forever dislike Captain Marvel for diminishing how excited I used to feel for Endgame before I saw her first trailer. It's like spitting on the Mona Lisa. Ooh, man, Sticky V. Yeah, I hear that. I know a lot of people are not happy and are not excited for Endgame anymore because of Captain Marvel and everything that was said and done during that time period. I'm still in that position where I'm still excited for Endgame because it's the end of Phase 3. And since we already can tell very early on, if you didn't watch my video today, I talk about what Phase 4 is going to look like. Phase 4 is set up to potentially be, basically Captain Marvel on speed. So it's very likely that this is going to be like the last like legit good movie-going experience, I guess you could say, in the MCU. So I'm going to try and enjoy it as much as I can because at the end of the day, you've got 10 years of build-up, 10 years of awesome films that are going to be represented and completed. Some of their stories are going to be completed in this movie. So that's why it's like one of those things where it's like I want to support and go see Endgame. And then from there, that's when I'm going to start asking the questions for every individual film after saying, do I care enough to actually go see it? We'll figure it out from there. We'll figure it out from there. Let's see. John Early says, your firstborn, Hela, reminded me a lot of Morrigan from the Dragon Age video games, the daughter of Flameth, the Witch of the Wilds. I do not know that game. Gosh, I need to be a gamer at some point to get these references. The Price is Right review says, yo, bro, never stop being hilarious and awesome. My friend, The Price is Right. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. DZ says, that is too blurry. Well, that's okay. It's math. Super says, hello, good sir. Apologies for my lateness. I did not see the notification. Super, no problem at all. Glad to have you here nonetheless. Jeremy Swig says, how to movie math, 2 + 2 = respect women. If movie math was that easy, man, my job would be awesome. Like, my job would be so much easier, but it's totally not that easy. Like, I'm sure there's some people that are good at math who look at those equations and say, really? You got confused on that? The reason why is just because everyone explains something differently. So I was looking at one website where with this one equation that I was trying to figure out, there were 2 different ways of figuring it out. And so I'm stuck there with, okay, but which one is going to work best for what I'm trying to do? And yeah, it was fun. But I figured it out now. He figured it out. Super Anime Gamer says, you think that's bad? I still can't do long division. Ooh, man, that is pretty rough. That is pretty rough. Stop calling here. Thank you very much for the super chat. Also, I love your icon. Star Fox 64 all the frickin' way, man. Where was the weekend box office breakdown? Over on the Geeks and Gamers channel. It was on the Geeks and Gamers channel. Yes, guys, please smash the like button if you can. Sola Numticker says, the shenanigans with Captain Marvel convinced me to not even buy the DVDs. Ooh, boy. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. A lot of people were very upset by what they did with it, and I think that there is definitely a lot of reasons, legitimate reasons, for that, for them to be upset. So, Tommy Tyler, welcome to the channel, and hi, welcome to the channel. Let's see. CBD Trixie says, there is a very easy way to stop Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. Just use hangers. Interesting. Tina says, yes, he said he was ready to do handstands because Brie was just so wonderful to him. His words, I sighed, told him about Alita. He knew nothing, but he's ready to see Captain Marvel again. At that point, I would have smacked him across the face and said, wake up, you fool. It would have been the Batman comic of Batman slapping Robin, being like, get out of here. Spartan Jeremy had said something before the chat jumped on me again. Spartan Jeremy says, Infinity War had some intense narrative flaws that really broke the movie for me, so I was cautiously optimistic for Endgame. Captain Marvel made that worse. Yeah, the only reason why I am still holding on to Endgame at this point is because of the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers have shown time and time again ever since, again, going all the way back to Captain America Winter Soldier, which is arguably one of the best MCU films of all time, that they know how to take a character, they know how to craft a story, they know how to build an awesome world, and also on top of that do great action fight scenes on top of it. So I trust them, and I know that Kevin Feige can get his hands in it. I know that studios can interfere, but because it hasn't happened in their movies to this point, makes me, including Infinity War, makes me think that it'll turn out okay. But we'll see. We will indeed see. Let's see. Super says, I'm only halfway through writing about Captain Marvel for my blog, and I've already written 5 massive paragraphs. Whoo boy. It was an experience, though not as bad as I thought. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst movie ever. It's definitely not the worst movie ever created, but it's also, like, even just my own... So I have, like, the blog now, which is right now the score is called the Objom score. It's going to change over time because I've got a bigger vision, but we'll have to slowly get there over time. But right now, even the Onjom score, as of yesterday, with about 30 people, 35 votes, Captain Marvel was at 60.1% out of 100. So I think that that's pretty fair to say that it's middle of the road at best, even from an objective, because that is based off of people scoring individual categories like acting, editing, cinematography, so objective standards. And so yes, will subjectivity probably come into play on some of their reviews? Most likely. But I think that at the end of the day, that for the most part, most people are going to try and just put an honest, their honest opinions and honest thoughts about what objectively they thought of the movie. And even that still matches the critics and audience score on Rotten Tomatoes almost perfectly, which to me kind of gives you that credence of, yeah, it's definitely a middle-of-the-road film at best. At best. Zenwater says, Dragon Age is great. Flameth, the Witch of the Wilds, is voiced by Kate Mulgrew, Captain Janeway from Star Trek Voyager. Never watched Star Trek Voyager. I know. I was just never a big Star Trek fan. I always did like Star Trek Next Generation, but that's about it. Jay Tanner says, I know what happened with the empty seats. It was all those poor, hungry little girls Disney never picked up to take to the Captain Marvel challenge. They raised all that money so they could buy all the seats, but never actually invite anybody because everyone's like, we want food. Why do you think that we need, as underprivileged people, why do you think we need tickets to go see a movie? Who made up that idea? Seriously, who are the geniuses behind those campaigns who said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to start some GoFundMe campaigns to send not just girls, but underprivileged girls to go see Captain Marvel. That's what we're going to do. And then Brie Larson is go on Twitter and say, go support this because this means I get more money. No. How about instead you give them a sandwich? How about instead you give them a beverage? Give them some clean water, some things that they, actually need. Maybe. Tina says, he was putting color in my hair. My usual stylist was busy with another client. He did get in a bit of trouble for letting the color wash down my back when he rinsed it. Karma. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, child. Dang right. Sean C. says, do you think Marvel dropping the new Endgame trailer unannounced and the news they rehired James Gunn has anything to do with the hardcore MCU fans' response to Captain Marvel? Not directly, because honestly, the rehiring of James Gunn does not surprise me at all. I've actually kind of been waiting for that to happen, because if we know anything about Hollywood, they will immediately let things go when the public has kind of either forgotten about it or has let those things go. And James Gunn fits in their mind, like in their political mindset perfectly. But at the same time, too, is also a very talented writer and director. Again, I'm not going to deny those things. I can separate the two. So I think that one was already going to happen in the first place. I just think that it happened to be announced now because Phase 3 is about to end. Phase 4 is about to be announced. And so, therefore, again, if you watch the video that I did today on the Business Insider article, it talks about how Guardians 3 has, now being confirmed. That is the reason why, was because they wanted to get basically all of their upcoming Phase 4 films set, and one of those pieces is a Guardians 3 film. In order to do that, in order to get that set, you need a director, and they are already going to be using his script, and so it's kind of like the writing on the wall situation. And then as far as the Endgame trailer, we kind of knew that they were going to do that anyway because, hey, they're going to want to make money. Like, if they really wanted to, kind of feed the conspiracy theory, then what they would have done is they would have said, oh, second weekend, only in theaters, only if you see Captain Marvel this weekend in the most expensive format, like only in the 3D or IMAX shows, you get exclusive look at a trailer for Endgame. At that point, I think that would be a time that you could say, ooh, there's a little bit of a conspiracy going on here. But other than that, I don't think so. Jeremy Swigg says, the puppy is being silly and adorable rolling around. Yes, that's what they do. And now she's laying down. They just went and actually got cleaned. So they went and to the, what are they called? I forget what they're called. But anyway, they're not happy because Freya is eating, and they will always attack us when we are eating. And so in order to protect her food, she has put... we put them in here whenever I'm live streaming or doing something else. So, but yes, the dogs are adorable. JKD Buck says, I'm still not looking forward to Derpisode 9 Star Wars The Last Jedi. Ended it for me. Yeah, and I don't blame you, man. Seriously, I don't blame you at all. Not at all. Let's see. Moons of Madness says, off topic, it's your fault. I stumbled on my lost Flash Gordon DVD, and I was walking around the house all day saying, Gordon's alive! Well, you're welcome for that, because it is a great line in an amazing, amazing cheesy movie, and I think that it's something that you should be saying on a daily basis. Sean C. says, did you notice the Captain Marvel's audience score has stopped methodically rising? The fresh bowl of popcorn is all they cared about. That is absolutely true. That's all. As I said, when we were talking about that on a bunch of live streams, people were asking, where do you think it's going to stop? 60. It's going to get into the low 60s, and then they're just going to keep it there because that's all they want. They want it to be the nice, upright popcorn because they don't want the spilled popcorn because that means that the trolls win. And now all of a sudden, all the articles from this point forward are going to say, like, seriously, when Captain Marvel breaks the $1 billion mark this or next weekend, all the articles are just going to be like, we're going to keep on talking about the so-called sexist trolls that don't actually exist. Because that's all they can do is lie. That's all they can do is lie. Some damn dirty liars. Slicer Neon says, for those who didn't know, it was implied. You are also the all-father of manly beards. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. Someone went after my beard the other day, and I was like, it's okay. My Asgardians know the truth. Zenwater says, well, to throw something about Dragon Age at you, to you that you might like, it's very story-driven with lots of in-depth lore. What system is it played on? Please tell me more. John Early says, Odin Allfather, I've heard rumors that the Marvel Universe is actually a part of Barry Allen's Speed Force in the DC Universe. Now, wouldn't that be a twist? See, now when Disney acquires the DCEU and they turn that into a storyline, now wouldn't that be interesting? Gordon's alive! Dive! Rogue Baron says, somebody suggested to be Darth Raven movie with Keanu Reeves. Thoughts? I've seen this question before. Keanu Reeves, no, I just don't see it. I love Keanu Reeves. John Wick, awesome. Can't wait to see John Wick Chapter 3. It's going to be probably the best movie of the year, but not in Star Wars. I don't want to see him in Star Wars. I don't think he fits in that universe. So I would rather not see him in there. CF Productions says, it's CAF Productions coming to you in another stream. Thank you very much, CF Productions. Appreciate you for making me sing that way. Dan Maloney says, Robert Downey Jr. and Alita filmmakers helped kids with prosthetics. I think he meant to say prosthetics. Tom Holland visits kids in the hospital as Brie Larson buys starving kids tickets. Hurrah, she is not. Yes, I mean, for all I know, she could be doing other things, but if those are the things that she's going to be promoting, then yeah, it does not look good for her at all. Like, you have all of these other actual heroes going around doing heroic things, and yeah, that's what she's doing. Great. Awesome. And now all of a sudden, pretty soon, you're gonna see her going into hospitals, and everyone's going to be like, oh, look how great she is. CF Production says, you should recommend Jeremy to invite Julie over to the U.S. for a car video. Car video. I don't know how he does it. Car video. Car video. Who knows? I'm terrible at that clapping and talking at the same time nonsense. If Julie was going to come to the U.S., that would be awesome. And for a car video, nonetheless, that would be awesome too. By the way, Julie, if you're watching, and for any fans of Julie, I did indeed send that stream over Jeremy's way. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. He seemed to like the content, though, so it's not a promise, it's not a guarantee, but it's a hope. 8-Bit Snake Boy says, none of the people I work with have any idea what is going on with Captain Marvel, trolling, censorship, nada. It's just a Marvel movie to them. That's it. And again, that is the popcorn fan. 8-Bit Snake Boy, you've hit it right on the head. That is the popcorn fan. They don't know about any of that stuff. They don't care about any of that stuff, and they're probably not even big Marvel comic fans, if I can imagine, because all they care about is just, again, going to the movies, watching something on the big screen, shoving popcorn down their mouth, and I understand that feeling. There are some movies that I like to see that way. Anytime The Rock puts out a giant action film, that's what it is to me. When I saw Rampage, I was like, I know I'm not going to see a good movie, but I'm going to be entertained, and sure enough, I was entertained, and I was able to shove popcorn down my mouth, and I was like, this is so much fun. And then, of course, unfortunately, he then did Skyscraper, which was just really bad with really atrocious CGI. And for that one, I was like, ooh. And I was eating my popcorn like, ooh, that didn't look good. Or, ooh, I don't know. And then every now and then I had fun and, so. But yes, unfortunately, they have just taken over. They have taken over. And it's ridiculous. Let's see. Sola Numtiger says, how do you think the various Marvel films will age? I still watch Galaxy Quest, even though it's 18 years old. Then that at least aged well. I think most of the Marvel films will age well. Iron Man has aged very well. Still like the original Iron Man. Original Thor, at least to me, has aged well too. So I think that they will age well. I think that at least when you talk to like phase 1 to 3, I think we're talking about some pretty nice aging going on here. Now, whether or not that means anything else in the long run, whether or not they actually will age well, who knows? But I think that they will. Sticky V says, only if the DCEU turns into the alternate zombie universe within Marvel. Oh, interesting. Zenwater says, Xbox 360 for the first Dragon Age games and Xbox One for the third and maybe fourth when it comes out. All right, I don't have any of those, so will not be able to play that, even to try. Oh my gosh, I just saw so many thumbs up. So Akio Salisbury, thank you for all the thumbs up. And yes, smash the like button indeed. Super Anime Gamer says, Disney, if Disney ever acquires DC Comics, I will literally riot. They will never get their filthy corporatist hands on my Batman and Green Lantern. Well, let's be fair, too. Let's at least let somebody who knows what they're doing get their hands on those properties, because the last Green Lantern we had was atrocious. And then the last Batman that we had also was like, again, I like Ben Affleck's Batman's portrayal, but it was just a poorly, very, 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 very poorly run universe, I would say. So, let me see here. Desu says, Dragon Age Origins Ultimate Edition available on PS3, Xbox 360, and PS Steam. Just depends on what you've got. Ooh, okay, so I do have a PC. So Spartan Jeremy says, car video. All right, I don't know. That just doesn't help me. And then, okay, 70 says something different. So it's car video. Oh, so you have two claps after? I don't know. There's all this clapping going on. I don't know how I feel about that. Tina says, don't you dare say Disney will buy the DCEU. I hope Warner Brothers is around another 100 years. Universal 2, #hands off the DC Disney rat. Seriously. Well, also, I mean, it's just also a logical conclusion. Disney is literally buying everything. As of 2 days from now, so as of midnight, Wednesday morning, Disney will own the Fox assets. Will own 60% of Hulu. So get ready for the Disney apocalypse of them owning all of the things that you've loved up to this point. And then you add on top of that another like 30 things. Not good. Not good at all. Let's see. Patrick McDuff says, people will eventually get tired of Disney's wokeness and start going away. So Disney will be forced to change or be left behind in the dust. You would think so. And yet Captain Marvel is going to make over $1 billion. And it's not going to be the same as The Last Jedi because a lot of these normies popcorn fans don't really hate the film. Like, they don't necessarily love it. They don't think it's in the top 10, but they overall are enjoying it. So I think that what Kevin Feige has been able to show is that he can pretty much make a movie with any character he wants, slap MCU on the title, and still turn a profit. Now, I do think that over a long period of time that something could happen. But that's a long, long period of time. Not likely to happen. At least anytime soon, that is. Jacob D-Buck says, how will they protect Darthleen Kennedy at Star Wars Celebration in April? My guess is that she'll come out right after the trailer, or literally she'll be on stage for 5 seconds, and then the trailer will play, and then that'll be it. It's what my guess would probably be on that one. Niggle Noodle says, hey, brother, 150 people watching when I joined in tonight. I remember when there were 20. Many congrats on your hard work. Niggle Noodles, thank you very much, man. Yeah, seriously, it feels like yesterday that we were around 20 to 30 every single night. Now it's like we always break 100, and that's awesome. That's so cool. So to all those people watching, if you're new, thank you for joining the channel. For those who've been around for a long time, hey, you're awesome too. And thanks for being so supportive. John Early says, Asgard's not a place. It's a people. Damn right, man. Damn right. Never give up. Never surrender. Yes. Yes. Super says, few of my friends and their families are those popcorn movie fans. Some people, I get it. Some I don't. How do you think MCU created the brain dead fans? Did they always exist? So I talked about this actually in a video that I did. And I basically in the video break down how, you know, keep in mind, the MCU has had 10 years to build a fan base. The original MCU fan base, what was it? Comics fans, right? All right, Marvel Comics fans. So they're going to throw a lot of bones to the Marvel Comics fans. However, they're not the only ones watching those movies. You start to gain an audience. Over time, you're making more and more movies. You're starting to go further and further away from those comics fans that you no longer need. And then after 10 years, with Infinity War being kind of the capstone of that, making well over $2 billion, they were able to say, look at this. We have now shown that the comics fans that maybe account for, what? Max $30-40 million of that, maybe? Could be a little bit more. Let's say, let's go crazy. $100 million hardcore comic book fans. They've now shown very clearly that they don't need those people anymore because they've built such a massive audience that are not Marvel Comics fans, or not even Marvel fans in general, but are MCU fans, popcorn fans, and all they care about is having a big movie with these characters that they've seen before or heard about before, with a bunch of action sequences, whether they're good or not, shoving popcorn down their mouth. So it was a slow 10-year process, and Kevin Feige with Captain Marvel has shown that. Anyone that's going to try and argue, because this is what they're going to try and do, say, well, look at the box office. Captain Marvel's obviously a good movie. It's obviously well-loved. Okay, well, then that means, by that logic, that any film that's made over $1 billion is a masterpiece. And I'm sorry, but Alice in Wonderland is definitely not one of those. I'm sorry, but there are plenty of other films that have made the $1 billion that are not amazing films. So if money is now going to be synonymous with greatness and quality, ooh, you don't want to open up those can of worms. I'm going to tell you this right now. Let's see. Rogue Baron says, tank video? Tank video? What do you mean? Lita Lightning, thank you very much for the super chat, my brother. Says, just saying hello to the All-Father and Asgard. Well, Lita Lightning, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it, guys. Go check out the Lita Lightning channel. He just hit 1,000 subs. So congratulations, Lita Lightning. He's been working his tail off to get those 1,000 subs. So hope you can get those 4,000 watch hours. I'm not sure how close you are on that one, but I wish you luck on that, and please keep us all posted. Peabody says, poor Odin, now you have the class. That's true. Sean Z says, RLM had a running joke that Red Letter Media had a running joke that movie theaters in the future will all be owned by Disney, and the only thing playing will be Star Wars and Marvel films. Now, wouldn't that be a sad future? I think that would be a sad future. Let's see. CIA Production says, I have an idea for a theme song for Disney. They own Star Wars, so it only seems fitting. The Imperial March. Sounds about right. Super Anime Gamer says, the Fox deal gives Disney more than 50% of the domestic box office. That should be considered the monopoly, right? How did the government not catch this? Foul play, maybe? Well, keep this in mind. The box office is a fluctuating thing. So by 50% of the box office, do you mean like out of this year, last year? So that's the reason why it's not necessarily a monopoly necessarily when you break things down that way, because there are still other studios that are going to be making money outside of those companies. They're definitely the two of the biggest companies, but also they didn't acquire all of Fox. They only acquired certain Fox assets. So like, for example, Fox News and the Fox local affiliates and things like that. I think even the sports teams or the sports networks, they're still going to be a part of the old Fox that's run by News Corp. So yeah, I think that's how they were able to get around it, is just by some very, very slick buying, some slick trading overall, for sure. JKD says, I hope you keep doing this. Oh, well, thank you, JKD. Appreciate it. I will keep on doing it for as long as I am still having fun doing it. Sasha Neon says, what will happen to Hulu with Disney putting out their own streaming service? I also must threaten to defect to Jotunheim if you don't watch Deep Space Nine now. So good. Yeah, I've never seen Deep Space Nine. So basically, Hulu now having so as of Wednesday, Disney will have 60% stake in Hulu. Now, keep in mind that means stock, which means it obviously can make decisions because it has the vast majority, but it doesn't own all of it. So it does not own it completely. So it's still going to have to play ball with the other groups in there. So that's why you're still going to see content from non-Disney related entities. So basically, from what I've read, the big plan is to have the Disney Plus streaming service be the place where you have the entire Disney library, where you have all the, the new Star Wars shows, things like that. Anything that's like a PG-13 rated is going to be on the Disney Plus streaming service. And then Hulu is going to be either the testing ground or the official home of all of their R-rated stuff. So, for example, maybe bringing back things like The Punisher or Jessica Jones or Luke Cage or Daredevil. And that's going to be where their harder stuff ends up going instead. Maybe they're not rated stuff. And that is, I think, the mindset that they have about it now. They own 60% of it. So either they're going to do away with it completely, maybe like try and dissolve the company. I don't think they'll do that, though. As I said, I think that what you'll see is Disney Plus, kids, family entertainment, Hulu, adult entertainment / more mature entertainment. Mature entertainment, I think, sounds better. Adult entertainment starts to sound a little bit creepy. Mr. Peabody says, I know you will disagree, but to me, Captain Marvel was no different than Infinity War. I absolutely disagree with you, because Infinity War, to me, was a culminating event. It had all of these characters coming together, storylines being intertwined, and to me, it was woven together beautifully into a very strong ending. Now, that ending can indeed be ruined if it ends a certain way. I don't think it will. I trust the Russos. I think the Russos are going to make a brilliant ending that's going to blow our minds, and it's going to be awesome. So that's the reason why Captain Marvel is different to me, because Captain Marvel was one character being shoehorned in and was given random connections to people, while Infinity War was the actual byproduct of 10 years of hard work by various characters all being intertwined with each other. So that's the reason why I think that there is definitely a bit of a difference. For sure. So hold on one second. There's something going on here. Just want to make sure everything is okay. And of course, it's not loading. Story of my life. But yeah, definitely disagree with you, Peabody. And of course, as you said, you knew that you would. Beautiful Twisted Mind says, what superhero would you like to see a movie made that hasn't been on screen before? I don't know of a lot of superheroes that haven't been on the big screen before. that's pretty much where they live, is on the screen. As I said, I'm not a big comics guy, so I don't really know of a lot of stories or a lot of superhero characters that have not already been, taking place on the big screen. So I'm going to have to say I don't know to that. I'm sure some people are going to be like, oh, this one. And I will probably agree with you. CMD Trixie says, it's Asgard. It's Asgard. It's Asgard. It's only a CGI model. Shh. Camelot. Asgard. It's only a model. Shh. Knights, I bid you welcome to your new home. Connor Blumberg says, what's next for the MCU, X-Men or Fantastic Four? Probably Fantastic Four. My guess is that they're going to take their time on X-Men, I hope. Dark Phoenix is already coming out this year, so they already have an X-Men movie coming out. Fantastic Four makes the most sense because, and again, I know this only from what my comics friends have told me, Fantastic Four comes into play very much so in the cosmic realm, and it looks like Phase 4 is going to very much be partaking in the cosmic part of the MCU, with the Eternals being brought in. Captain Marvel deals with it a little bit as well. I think Doctor Strange probably can end up dealing with it too. And then, of course, also you'll be able to bring it in with Fantastic Four as well. So it'd be kind of cool to see another Silver Surfer type film, maybe. We'll see. We shall indeed see. All right, knew the chat was going to jump on me. Do. All right, Sticky V says, what do you think of how it should have ended videos? I don't watch them much. The ones that I have seen, though, are really funny. So again, I don't watch them very much, but when I do, they're funny. Super Anime Gamer says, believe the 50% comes from the total properties they own. Okay, yeah, you see, I guess that's the thing, though, is that, but when you say box office, that to me means box office receipts. And that's the reason why I don't necessarily accept that, because the United States is not the only place where movies are made, because go ahead and just look, for example, to China, where they have a movie that just in China alone has made like $700 million. So, yeah, that's why it's the wording that's being used there that's bothering me. It's the wording that's being used. Mr. Peabody says, in Australia, we already have a Disney Channel. It's called Stan. Stan. I don't know why I want to say it that way, but Stan. Oh, no. Oh, man. 8 Mile Odin is in the chat. Says, oh, man. 8 Mile Odin. All right. I got to do it. Got 8 Mile Odin in here. Hold on. Oh, yeah. All right. Disney needs a superhero from the streets, maybe even gender neutral, because in the streets, we don't care about things like gender. We don't care about skin color. On the streets, we just care that you're from the streets. Peace. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that, 8 Mile Odin. Thank you very much for coming around. Spartan Jeremy says, I've heard that Captain Marvel was meant to be introduced into the MCU a lot earlier than intended. Why do they think they waited so long? I have no idea. Probably because they didn't think the movie would sell. Probably because they didn't think the character would be accepted. And that's mostly true, I would say. At least by, the hardcore comics fans who are openly rejecting it, seeing that the comics industry is failing because of movies like it, rather because of comics like it. I don't know. That's a good question. If they were smarter, though, and people say, oh, but they made $1 billion, so how could you say they'd be smarter? I'm talking storyline. I'm talking logistics here. It would have made more sense had they done Endgame first and then had Captain Marvel come out. Because guess what? No one's going to buy into her being this all-powerful person, the new head of the MCU, when you shoehorn her into a story like this. The way that you do it is you let the Russos have her character first, let the Russos do something great with that character, and then people will be more interested to see that character in the future. But they didn't do that because they don't care about anything that makes any sense. I'm telling you, man. John Early says, I feel like there's too many death fake outs in the MCU. At least the Steve Trevor character actually died in Wonder Woman. Patty Jenkins said Wonder Woman 1984 isn't a sequel. Yeah, I've heard about that. I'm interested to see what they do with that character. I really am, because we already know that the character's going to be back in some way, in some form. So I really can't wait to see what they do with that. I'm excited for Wonder Woman 1984. I think that's definitely one of the best DCU films that we've had so far. And I agree. I think that the constant deaths and the questions of what is death, what is death in the MCU is definitely something worth talking about. Let's see. Mr. Peabody says, I am not a comics guy, but I do watch the Marvel movies as they went on. I got desensitized and Infinity War was too busy, so I lost interest a few movies ago. I hear what you're saying, Peabody. I can understand why it would seem very crowded. But for me, because it was an anticipation movie for me, I got very excited for it. Oh, boy. Everyone was freaking out to the... to the 8 Mile Odin impression. Rogue Baron says, Christian brother in the streets. I'm a Christian brother, and I'm in the streets. Super says, 8 Mile Odin, please put your hood up and say Mom Spaghetti. Oh, okay. Oh, you want me to go like full 8 Mile Odin? Okay. Because you guys have no idea. All right? Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom Spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd rolls so loud. He opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking now. Everybody's joking now. The clock's run out. Time's up. Over. Plow. What? We on the streets. We on the streets. This is 8 Mile Odin. Peace. All right. There you go. A little bit of 8 Mile Odin for you. Patrick McDuff says, do you ever listen to Frank Sinatra songs? Not offhand, but if I hear one, I like it. I like him. I like his music. I have nothing against his music, but I don't go out of my way to listen to it. So, Eric Hogg Gaming says Captain Marvel was the blandest MCU movie. I would say that's probably an accurate statement. 8 Mile OG Odin. Oh man, we got a fight going on. 8 Mile OG, the OG 8 Mile Odin. Not this ripoff. Not this rip-off 8 Mile Odin that doesn't even have a picture. We got the original 8 Mile OG Odin, the one that actually has a picture from the live stream where 8 Mile Odin was born. That's right, man. Thank you very much for the 99-cent super chat. You want to know why it's 99 cents? Because we on the streets. Because we on the streets, and that's what we can afford. Super says... yeah, I need to do a bit more research on the 50% thing. Regardless, it still worries me. I think they own far too much, and it's becoming anti-consumer. I definitely think they own too much. That part of it, I agree with completely. I think Disney owns way too much property, and I think that someone needs to probably step in soon to do something about it. Super, thank you very much for that. Oh, man, everyone's freaking out now. Oh, man. Oh, man. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. See, we got some 8 Mile fans in here. Tina says, quit trying to take Abu Nasr's rabbit down. No, see, Abu Nasr can do things like off the top of his head. I can't do anything off the top of my head. If I have lyrics that I can read, if I can, read and memorize, I can do it that way. But yeah, send that over to Abu Nasr, and he'll be like, man, that's weak. He'll be like, let me show you how it's done, man. Yeah, he's where it's at. It's a Trap Production says 8 Mile Odin is the alternate universe Odin that we deserve. Super says, thank you so much. Did not expect you to know the verse. Respect, good sir. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Outpost Diary says, I think they waited too long to bring Thanos in. I realized it was a build-up, but I think they have reached a possible fatiguing point. Thoughts? Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's why I thought Captain Marvel would be kind of the beginning of that fatigue. Endgame, though, that's going to be the big test. Endgame, I think, will make over $2 billion again. I already think that there's a giant market for it. The question is, what are the movies after Endgame going to make? Because that's going to tell us which audience members are sticking around and which are like, okay, I'm done. The MCU's been great. I've got 3 phases, 10 years, 22 films. I don't know if I need any more. So it's going to be very interesting to see which fans stay on and which fans do not. Oh man, everyone was freaking out there. You got a little bit of the taste. You got a little bit of the taste of 8 Mile Odin. Let's see. Dan Maloney says, do you watch any of the Team 4-Star videos? Yes, I have. So some of my favorite stuff are DBZ Abridged series and then the Yu-Gi-Oh Abridged series. Both of those are fantastic. If you've never seen either, if you are a Dragon Ball Z fan or if you were ever a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, look up Yu-Gi-Oh Abridged series or Dragon Ball Z DBZ Abridged. It's some of the best stuff you can ever see. The voices that they do are fantastic. And yes, it's so good. It's so good. Peabody says, the beauty of this channel is that we can chat about this stuff and it's open, and even I respect your point and you respect everyone as well. Exactly right, Peabody. I respect you and I understand where you're coming from. I disagree and I explain where I'm coming from. And again, we can move on and still be bros. John Early says, Matt Reeves' Batman film is going back decades to the 1990s. I saw an article that said that. Interesting. Okay. I'm still interested to see who they cast. That to me is the most interesting thing is who are they going to cast as the new Batman? Because I think that's the one question that all of us really want to know. Who is Batman? But I have no problem with them going back that far, to be honest. Connor Blumberg says, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is the best one. Yes. Oh, wait, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, so you mean the actual series? I never watched the actual series. I watched the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series with the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Back in the day, when the strongest cards that you could get were the impossibility of being able to get all four parts of Exodia? Exodia, obliterate! And then you never could do it, but it happened all the time in the show, and you're like, that's statistically impossible. Yugi, that's statistically impossible that you could possibly get those characters that often. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, man. That was a great show. The original Yu-Gi-Oh! Was really good. But no, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series, hilarious. They do voices, and it's so much fun. Dan Maloney says, I also like the FF7 Machina Abridged, pure hilarity there as well. FF7. Oh, Final Fantasy 7, never seen that one. Never seen that one. I'm sure it's funny, though. Super says, I felt fatigued starting with Civil War. Thanos might have come late, but it gave us even more time to love with the MCU, so it's a fair trade-off in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I thought Thanos was introduced properly, so I guess this is going back to, I think it was Outpost point. So I think Thanos was introduced at the right time, to be honest. They gave him a great introduction. I think they gave him a good, long build-up, because people forget that the turning around in the chair happened, years before Infinity War came out. And so I think that they definitely were able to spread that out and build up the character. And then eventually when he does come into the universe, you're like, oh, man. And he becomes one of the best on-screen villains ever, I would say. Spartan Jeremy, I have to say, it's time to duel. James Hancock, refused to watch Captain Marvel, but do you think they set in 1990s only so they could play Just a Girl? I suspect it. No, I don't think they just did that. I think what happened was they decided to set her in the 90s, and then they're like, oh man, we need to find a female empowerment song of the 90s. I'm Just a Girl, that's perfect. Yeah, I don't think they chose 90s just for that song. I think that song came out of them wanting to have a very much on the nose. Let's see. Jeremy Swig says, live stream of Common Sense crew rap battles. I think Anna would win, honestly, though. She can't rap. She can't hang with me. Are you kidding? She can barely argue for Fish Love. All right? She can barely argue for Fish Love and Avatar Ponytail Love. So if she can't even do that, she definitely cannot hang out with 8 Mile OG Odin. That's for sure. John Early says, God, the 1990s seemed like 1,000 years ago. Oh, Father, I know. Seriously. Again, I was born in the late 80s, and so the 90s were like my time. And, man, so many great things in the 90s. So many great things. 5 parts of Exodia. Thank you very much for correcting me. As I said, it's been a long time, but I appreciate it. This Trap Production says, watch out for my Brooklyn rage. Yes. Watch out for my Brooklyn rage. Oh, it was like, my name is Maximilian Pegasus. Oh, what was his character? Oh, I haven't seen that one in so long. The best one ever, and this is one that me and my best friend quote all the time. Playing card games is just like making love. You usually do it on a table, and you always feel deep shame when it's finished. So good. Spartan Jeremy says, 5 pieces of Exodia, head, left arm, left leg, and right leg. Yes. Obliterate! Modern Dude Thing says, how's it going? Me and my friend posted our first few videos on our channel. All right, so go check out Modern Dude Thing, Zach12. Go check out their stuff. Give them some support, some feedback. The beginning is always the toughest part, man. Trust me. Once you get started, though, once you get on a rhythm, it's good. Super says, OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Was amazing, even if the 4Kids dub was awful. It was my childhood. Cards were awesome. 5DS was dope, too. 5DS was dope, too. And Exodia has 5 parts head. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so thank you for all the OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans who were correcting me. Thank you. 5 parts makes total sense to me. And I never got any of the parts of Exodia. I got a Blue Eyes White Dragon. I have Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but they were at my parents' house. And obviously it's been many years, and so I don't know what happened to them. I also have like my original book of Pokemon cards, the most valuable card I ever had. Hear this, guys. Seriously, I'm getting all nerdy on you now. This is the childhood Odin, guys. I was playing Pokemon Red on my Game Boy all the time. I had the link cable. We were battling. We were trading. Oh, it was so much fun. So many hours of gameplay in that. It's really interesting that I never went on to become like a bigger gamer, but it was only a few games that I ever had a passion about. That was one of them. But my most valuable Pokemon card, it was a holographic. Oh, you know it's good. Holographic, baby. You know that it's good when it's a holographic. It was a holographic, but it wasn't just a holographic. It was a first edition. Oh, that's right. I said it. A holographic first edition Jolteon. I know, right? Boom. Boom. What do you got? Huh? What's the most valuable card you got? I don't even know where my card is anymore. But that was the most valuable card that I had. Or at least that was what I thought was the most valuable card that I had. Because I was like, it's a first edition. It's a holographic first edition. It's a Jolteon, but it's still a holographic. And I got that in a trading. So when I was, oh my God, I remember the trading card packs. And you were always just like, oh my God, just give me something good. And then finally, at one of them, I had a holographic. And it was a first edition. I was like, yeah, so good. Oh God, Pegasus. Nickel Noodle says, Stupid Girl by the band Garage also came out in the 90s. Now, wouldn't that be a more accurate name? 8-Bit Snake Boy says, I really hope we get Adam Warlock. They have shown us his pod thingy twice now in the background with the Collector, and most recently in Guardians 2, name dropped 2. Yeah, I think that Guardians 3, I'm assuming Guardians 3 would be the introduction of that character, so within the next 2 years, we might get Adam Warlock. So that could definitely be interesting. Yeah, the character has been set up. We just need to have it actually, come into existence officially. Count Blubber says, you sound like James from Pokemon when you do Pegasus. Nice. Jeremy Swig says, Kaiba was so whiny. Yes, he was. Outpost Dyer says, I'm thinking about doing videos on writing. Any advice? Yeah, man, just speak honestly, speak truth to heart. And I know that for me, I'm basically try to figure out what kind of person you are. If you're the kind of person where you're not going to be able to speak for long periods of time without breaks and with lots of pauses and lots of ums and uhs, and you know that you might need to break your video up, write a script. Because basically there's two types of people. There's a person that can go with a script and it can be really good. And then there's the other people that can kind of just go off on tangents and be able to stay on topic for the most part and be fine. So figure out what kind of person you are. Maybe record yourself a couple times and then say, all right, this is what kind of person that I am. And then figure out from there how you want to cut it. But no, yeah, I would just say, again, stick to what you're passionate about. And obviously, I know that you're passionate about writing, guys. Outpost Dyer. And his real name is Kyle. And I'm going to go ahead and give him a shout out and promotion real quick. Because he sent me this himself. So he is indeed an author. So this is his book, one of his books. So The Bearer of Secrets, Kyle Belot. I always don't know if I'm pronouncing your last name right. Belot or Belot? Belote. I'm going to say Belote. And this is from the Dark Legacy Series Volume 1. But he's got a new book coming out on the 31st, which also happens to be his birthday. And we'll be doing a Patreon stream. He is one of my upper tier patrons. So he'll be on the stream to be able to tell you a little bit more about his life of writing and also about his book as well. So very excited about that. Let's see, Super says, and don't forget, Duke is always bringing sexy back. My hair. Oh, no, what was it? My voice gives me super strength. Or something like that. But no, DBZ Abridged was the one that I watched the most. And it was Mr. Popo was probably my favorite from that. All right, pecking order. First there's the dirt. Then there's the worms inside the dirt. Then there's Popo's stool. Then Kami. Then Popo. Any questions? Such a good one. John Early says, some people believe James Bond belongs in the Cold War era, but how many people like period pieces? I do. I tend to like period pieces, to be honest. And I would be interested in a James Bond Cold War era. I think they could have a lot of fun with that. Modern Dude Thing says, it's on another channel called Modern Circle Things, No Spaces. So Modern Circle Things, No Spaces. Go check out the channel. Give them some love. Give them some feedback. Let's see here. Slicer Neon says, my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh was 5DS or 5Ds. They added motorcycles for no reason, and it was dope. Also love the interest was a redhead. Interesting. Okay. Super says, I found an ultra rare Dark Magician with the original card art in a U-Haul truck when I was a kid. Ooh, nice. Justin Death Bubba says, I just bought a huge box set a little while ago to get all 5 of the Exodia cards. Haven't opened it, though, to keep them new. Nice. I can imagine. I'm supposing, yeah, those must be rare now because they must have stopped printing the Exodia cards. Evo says, speaking of Blue Eyes White Dragon, any predictions for Game of Thrones? I love the segue. Blue Eyes White Dragon was probably one of my favorite cards because, I mean, 3,000 damage. Come on. But for Game of Thrones, I think Tyrion is going to last all the way through because Tyrion is not only most of the fans' favorite characters, but also, you know, George R.R. Martin's gone on record to say that that's his favorite character through. I think he's going to survive all the way. And I think that, man, it's a great question. Because it could really go in any direction. I think Cersei's finally going to get her comeuppance. I think she's finally going to get killed off. And I cannot predict between. I don't know if we're going to have one person. You know, it's a Game of Thrones, but the song is of Ice and Fire. So I think that we could maybe see a group rule type situation where it's ruled by, you know, almost like an oligarchy rather than a actual monarchy. I don't know. I'm going to go that oligarchy. Peabody says, I just go for it when recording. Sometimes I try to sing. Yeah, man. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You just got to go for it, man. Just got to go for it. Super says, I have almost 2,000 Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I think, and in all my years, my collecting, I never got a Jinzo. I thought the card was so cool. Oh my god, I remember that card. Appos Dyer says, thank you for the shout-out. Totally wasn't expecting that, and thanks for the advice. No problem, Appos Dyer, and seriously, man, no problem at all. Like, seriously, thank you for sending it to me. Spartan Jeremy says, I just found my classic Dark Magician and Black Luster Soldier. Oh, man, it's bringing me back. Oh, it's bringing me back. Jeremy Swig says, do a fat Boo voice. Oh. That might be out of my range. I'm trying to think of, for some reason, Dee Dee's from Dexter's Lab comes into mind. It's all you can say. It's like in the similar range, but it's like, I'm going to make you a cookie. I can't do it. Nah, I haven't heard that voice in a while. James Hancock says, which live-action hero of Generation X would wipe out Brie Plankton? Michael Keaton Batman, Val Kilmer Batman, Liam Neeson Qui-Gon, Liam Neeson Brian Mills Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon for sure. Keith Betterly, welcome to the channel, good sir. Tyrion is not going to die. No. Steph, no. Tyrion is going to live. Tyrion is going to live, man. Tyrion is protected. I believe in it. Modern Dude thing, no problem. Spartan Jeremy says, my brother has 3 blue eyes and the fusion card. Oh, yes, the fusion card. Dan Maloney says, had all of the Blue Eyes family, including Dragon Master Knight, Black Luster Soldier, and Blue Eyes Ultimate Fusion. Yes. Patrick Duff says, when I was in 4th grade, Yu-Gi-Oh cards were banned because it promoted gambling and violence, even though it doesn't. My first card ever, it was when I was in 5th or 6th grade at my local school. And my first card, and it was a Pokemon card ever, was a Machop. So I will always cherish that card, even though I don't know where it is. I will always cherish it within my memories as my first card ever. Super Anime Gamer says, my theory is the show will end with Danny pregnant. Your thoughts? Could be. I don't know. I don't think they should end with a cliffhanger. If it's kind of like a cliffhanger pregnancy. I don't know. John Early says, speaking of Game of Thrones, the Red Wedding pissed my brother off, and he stopped watching it for a very long time. He eventually came back to it, though. Oh, that's great. Dude, I watched that scene with my brother, because me and my little brother love the show, and he was in town just for that weekend. You know, he was in town at the perfect time to watch that episode, and even though he had read the books, like, both me and him sat in silence for a good 5 minutes after it. Like, we were just like, what? So many deaths. So many freaking deaths, man. God, it's such a great show, though. It really is. That's so funny that he rage quit, though. Do Dexter's voice. I can't. I can't do Dexter's. I don't have Dexter's voice. Stevie says, Mr. Satan was the real hero of DBZ. Oh, God, yes. Jeremy Smith says, try channeling the baby dinosaurs from Not the Mama. Again. That was a great show. Justin Death Bubba says, did you ever have a dual disc toy? Oh my God, that was the most fun possession. No, I did not. I did not even know they made dual disc toys. That's awesome. Spartan Jeremy says, I also have a 3 Gods card. Cypher, the Sky Dragon. Oh my God, the God cards. That was like the last innovation before I eventually stopped watching. But they're stored away in protective cases. Damn right, Spartan Jeremy. Super Anime Gamer says, The Red Wedding is the show is actually way worse than the book, though. One time, David and Dan went darker than George. Yeah, I've heard that. And man, is it dark. All right, guys, so, boom, we've been going now for a good hour and 21 minutes, so I am about done for the evening. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. So as you guys, seriously, open forums are always fun because we can talk about just a wide variety of topics. The 3 God cards, seriously. I had totally forgotten about those. But all the topics that you guys have been bringing up have been so much fun. Nice to always have trips down memory lane talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. But seriously, it all started because of the Abridged series. If you have a time, go check out Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series. If you really want to flash from the past and you want to laugh at the same time, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series on YouTube is fantastic. And also, to Dragon Ball Z DBZ Abridged is also fantastic as well. So, let's see. CS, thank you again for that super chat. Prediction, final scene of Game of Thrones, empty throne. That could happen. And again, I think it's because we'll have an oligarchy, and then the throne will just be, you know... Or what we could have is we could have a Monty Python situation where it's like, we're an anarcho-communist commune. We take it as a person taking charge every 3rd month of the week, or whatever the word is. Supreme executive power is derived from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony. Be quiet. I mean, if I went around saying I was an emperor, just because some moistened bint threw a scimitar at me, they'd throw me away. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I thought about that. Tina, thank you so much. Seriously, super Arise, mega ultra rare chicken Arise. Vladdy says, good timing, gotta get some sleep. Damn right, Vladdy. Please do the Alita chat with that Star Wars girl. Would love to do that. Thank you for reminding me. Peabody, love you. Seriously, love you too. Dan Maloney, always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Vladdy, thanks, Odin, and great chat always with the peeps. Thank you very much. And let me go ahead and shout out all of my patrons. Don't worry, I did not forget. Huge shout out to all of my patrons: A Great Jedi, Adam Shawhan, Albertus Magnus, Aman, Yosef Marcos, Delete System 32, Dion, Edward Coleman, Enrique Evangelista, Entertainment Hacker, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, Harold Francis, the Honka Chonka, Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, Intertrap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Jonathan Jerembeck, Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, Projar Sarif, Proper Jeremy, Randall J. Hoover, Shenglong, Sir Lance Elato, Theodora, the K-Man, the DJD Show, Those Two Ball Guys, Tina B, and Wolfgang Lounge. You are all amazing and beautiful people. Seriously, 8-Bit Snake Boy, cheers to you, good sir. Tech Guy, Sticky V, Nickel Noodles, Outpost Dyer, Frank, Super, Dion, Rhaegar Targaryen, 8-Bit Snake Boy, CF Productions, Anti, Venomfy, Vladdy77, Super Anime Gamer, Outpost, Jeremy Swiggs, Iron Vets Designs, Soul Assassin, James Hancock, G-Monkey, Zen Waters. All right, I think I got everyone. Boom. Guys, you are all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you guys so much. Guys, tomorrow, One Man Low Council. And once again, thank you all so much for the prayers. Hopefully I can give you a little bit more information tomorrow. But again, appreciate you guys so much. Love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. You guys are the best chat in the business. And that's why I love my Asgardians. God bless, guys.